think my next question is, how do we challenge each other? How does the old challenge the new, and how does the new challenge the old? Or is that necessary?
There should be no challenge.
No. When I say challenge, I'm not saying fight.
Like, how do we inspire each other?
How do I... So, I'll give you an example of what I do. You see my training program that I'm doing. This last one I did, 160 people registered. What people don't understand is over the last 2 years, I've been collecting data. So if you go through my social media, which I've taken off now, or archived, you will see, or if you had gone through it, you would see where I'd say things like, I have a meeting, I have a gathering in Ikoyi. Who wants to come? If you'd like to come, register here. What that did for me is it sieved through the people that wanted to talk to me. Right? And I was able to identify them. I could get their names, their phone number, their email address, their location, and I could talk to them directly. So what now happened this year is I simply activated that audience. Right? So I was able to sort of challenge the younger guys, the students I had, the people that engaged me to different things. I remember, I'm not going to say his name so I don't cast him. He came to see me in London. So my apartment was in Chelsea. He was staying with his artist somewhere in Knightsbridge. And he told me, I'll come and see you, boss, after they finished their rounds. I said, no problem. Came to my apartment around 8. We finished talking. I said, how are you going? The train is like 9 minutes from here. It's like, boss, I've called Uber. I said, Uber in central London. So I said, okay. So did you come with an Uber? Because I assumed he came. So I said, did you come with an Uber? I said, yes. I said, okay. So congestion charge, all of that stuff is added to the bill. So I'm like, from Knightsbridge, which is literally 2 train stops from where I was, but you'd probably have to walk 5 minutes to your train station, take 5 minutes on the train, and then maybe 9 minutes because the 2 train stations closest to me were both 9 minutes apart. So I know 9 minutes is what it would take you to get to me. So you refuse to do that. And instead you took an Uber. How much was Uber? I said first one was 21 pounds. And the second one was 20 pounds. I'm sure when he sees this, he's going to laugh. And I remember saying to him, do you know that that's minimum wage in Nigeria? And I don't think he had ever thought about it like that. Because I had 15 meetings, or 7 meetings, not 15, 7 meetings that day, and I don't think I spent up to 15 pounds. I calculated my meetings. From this meeting, breakdown. If I go down the train map, if I start from here, my first meeting needs to be farther in, and I can move the meetings around that time, unless I absolutely can't, right? And it's just teaching people that regardless of how much money you make in your 20s, you are broke. No matter how much money you make, you are broke. And I feel like when I say challenge, I'm saying pushing each other. How I've seen younger people tell me things like, boss, I know you're occupied, I know you're this, but I'm going to just show up. Boss, they will just tag you, okay, since you can't teach me, I'm going to be asking you questions, right? And I feel like these things, and when people do that, because of who I am, I'm like, okay, whatever you want. There are people who ask me serious business questions. There are some that I'm like, this is consultancy work, right? You are talking for your label should pay. But they're the ones that are like, look, boss, we don't have any money, we don't have nothing, but this is what these are challenged. And I'm like, okay, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Then they're like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do that. And I feel like we need to find ways, because the younger guys watching and listening, we need to be able to say, okay, so this is how you challenge. I've talked about how you challenge me. The only problem is when too many people do that, it becomes difficult for me to keep up, right? So I have to pick and choose. Maybe out of 100, I can pick 10 and respond to. Then the rest, I'm like, come to my workshop, right? Or buy my book, which is cheap. But the idea for me is, how do we as a group on our side say, okay, this is how we can motivate and inspire and push you outside the work we do?
I think the first thing that needs to happen is the OGs have to realize that times have changed. And with the emergence of social media, the rules have changed. So the terms of visibility have inspired delusion in people. A lot of people want to feel like they know things they don't actually know. I think the number one thing is the fact that you want to be visible at what you do, and the fact that you're getting a lot of retweets. You think, oh, I know a lot of things. But the problem is you might just be babbling. So the problem is this. I think the OGs have to realize that this is what we want to do. Times have changed. But then the people down there also have to realize that we need to learn.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility to learn. You have a responsibility to tap from the OGs. And it's not even about just tapping alone. You have to realize that you will make mistakes. And the only way you are going to learn from those mistakes is by talking to people who have made similar mistakes to you.